Everybody, and welcome to the Mohawk Valley Developers Summit, which HRP New York was a big part in putting together. We are going to speak to some of the attendees here, some of the speakers, and get a sense for what this summit means for this area and for this office.
My name is Almarie Roberts, and I'm with HRP Associates, and this is the Mohawk Valley Brownfield Redevelopment Summit. And it's an event where government and municipalities from the local area are pretty much showing what properties they have available, ready to be revitalized in their communities, and giving interested parties and people in the industry an opportunity to learn about these properties and hopefully invest in them.
Welcome to the Brownfield Developer Summit 2022. It's finally here. Been in the making for over a year, canceled during COVID, but it's happening today.
My name is Ron Peters, I'm the President and CEO of the Fulton County Center for Regional Growth.
I want to thank you all for attending our very first Mohawk Valley Brownfield Developer Summit. So you all know this is an organically grown event with all of our 6 counties pulling together to make this event happen and to also recognize our needs as a region, which is trying to get brownfields up and running, get them back in good productivity. One of the most important pieces today is that each county has incredible material. You go downstairs, you're going to look at all the brownfield sites that we have assembled. We have great spec sheets on them.
The city of Gloversville is actually highlighting 4 specific brownfield sites within the city. So I'm Vince DeSantis, I'm the mayor of Gloversville, New York, and this is Tradition Leather. This is kind of the top of the list. It's in the middle of a very stable residential neighborhood. So in almost every direction from this site are stable neighborhoods, one-family residential neighborhoods.
The panelists you will hear from have dedicated themselves, their municipal resources, and the efforts of many in an attempt to position their sites for more productive uses.
One of the projects that I'm going to feature, believe it or not, Herkimer County is a small county, but we do have several large brownfields and several large investments that we've made over the few years. The featured property today, Charlestown. One of the first outlet stores, actually Savage Arms, a gun manufacturer, was there. And then it turned into a mall when those were big in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. And now it's transformed into what you see here today, which is very difficult to look at, especially since it sits on both the Oneida and Herkimer County lines. We see it as a gateway to our communities, and we're working together to try to clean this up.
The site is adjacent to the navigation center that was built in Rome, as well as the new Hamilton Boathouse from Hamilton College, which will be opening this weekend. So if you're in the area, check it out.
Very complex project. It's a brownfield, very serious contamination. We were able to get it on the National Register, but I fell in love with the atrium. Take a look at that atrium.
Whether it's Gloversville, Oneonta, Rome, we're really easy to work with. You know, we really have the leadership in place, whether it's Mayor DeSantis or Mayor Izzo. I'm very emotional about this stuff because this is where we live. This is where our kids are going to live. Hopefully, this is where our grandparents are going to live.
New York State, in many instances, will cut a check because these credits are refundable. They're the best kind of credits, which means that if the credit amount exceeds your tax liability, you get money. Right? They are refundable.
John Piesek, CEO, Herkimer County Industrial Development Agency. When we looked at forming this great event, we took a look to see who we could bring in, how we could actually learn more, which we thought was very important as well.
Hi everyone, it's Senator Chuck Schumer. Thank you to Mohawk Valley Economic Development District for organizing today's event. I make sure to visit the Mohawk Valley very often. and it's one of my top priorities to fight for local businesses in the community and grow our economy from the ground up.
You know, New York State has the Brownfields tax credits, the Empire State Development Grants, funding for New York Main Streets, the historic commercial property tax credits, New York State Main Street, and then we have the EPA coming from the federal, and the grants and things that they offer.
A place where arts and culture intermix with economic development, jobs creation, and commercial development. You know, so that creates that thriving community. So this is that vision.
Every glove shop that the mayor showed up there, my family had worked on to keep them in business for decades. When I see a picture like that and see the possibilities for redevelopment, for a regeneration, a rebirth of literally the places that I love, I get very excited about it.
We've taken properties that were eyesores and we've turned them into community assets.
We all kind of rally around each other, we celebrate each other's wins, we help each other, you know, with technical assistance, we help each other with, you know, solving some really complex problems and issues. We provide capacity to each other where each other is lacking, and it's been a tremendous just success story over the past few years. You know, we're all almost family at this point.
And it really is a place for people to network, invest, and explore the Mohawk Valley and the brownfields that we have to offer.
These are like little steps, you know, toward getting where we want to go, and we're all well on our way.
So the value of the valley is we live in the finest place on the planet. And we all have to advocate for that.
You're right. You know, the Mohawk Valley is a great place to live. It's a great place to thrive with a family. It's also a great place to do business. I mean, we are living in a dream location. Thank you all for attending, and we'll hope to see you again. Make this an annual event for next year. Thank you very much.